So yesterday, as Israel is bombing the capital, you had these retards announcing that, oh, see, for those who thought that Shara is going to enact Jordan 2.0, well, look at this. Look at this bombing. See, disproven. They're basically subtweeting me. They can't actually mention my name. They're too cowardly. But because I'm the one who coined Jordan 2.0, Syria is going to be Jordan 2.0. They say, oh, see, they're bombing Damascus. That means this is not going to be Jordan 2.0. That Syria is really the enemy of Israel. Proof positive right here. It's like, you are so retarded. Just stop writing. Stop saying anything about Syria or geopolitics in general. Maybe just get off the internet. You're too retarded to be speaking. Don't you understand that Israel does this with every country that it eventually normalizes with? Like, don't you know the history of normalization with Egypt? The history of normalization with Jordan? Egypt was the first country to normalize with Israel. Do you think that Egypt and Israel have had a peaceful past? Like, Israel never bombed Egypt, never fought a war with Egypt? Is the fact that Israel has fought wars with Egypt meant back then when it happened in the 60s and 70s or even in 1948? Did that mean that Egypt would never normalize? In fact, Israel was occupying the Sinai after the Six-Day War. They were occupying the Sinai. They controlled the Sinai. And when they eventually normalized with Egypt, they used the Sinai as a bargaining chip. As part of normalization in the Camp David Accords in 1978, Israel are offered land for peace. We will give you back the Sinai. We'll give you back the Sinai for normalization peace. You basically have to be our slaves. You basically have to be our client state. And Egypt agreed to that. Same with Jordan. Again, the same Six-Day War in 1967 when Israel took over the Sinai, a surprise attack. They took over the Sinai. They took over the West Bank. The West Bank was under Jordanian control. So since 1967, Israel has occupied and controlled the West Bank. Does that mean that they weren't going to normalize with Jordan? Yes, they normalized with Jordan in 1994. In 1994, these papers were signed. Jordan became the vassal state, essentially the vassal state of Israel as well. So, and then again, so what else? After the Six-Day War, the Sinai occupied. The West Bank of Jordan occupied. What else was occupied? The Golan Heights of Syria also occupied. But now, in 2025, they've expanded it to all of the south of Syria. This doesn't mean that normalization is off the table. Now, normalization is an inevitability. It's absolute inevitability. And like I said, maybe by the end of the year, maybe in a few months. That's been my prognostication. I think that it's going to be very soon. And what has just happened only reaffirms that. If we look at the pattern of history where Israel uses surprise attacks, opportunistic attacks to take land in a bold way, contrary to international law, this is their pattern. They occupy as much as they can, and then they use that to control and ultimately take over the surrounding neighboring countries. They did that with Egypt. They did that with Jordan, and now they're doing it with Syria. They're going to do it with Lebanon as well, because they're also occupying the south of Lebanon. So this is the pattern, and people who don't see it, okay, if you don't see something, you don't understand, you're ignorant, then shut your mouth. Just shut up. Stop talking. Your only job is for wish fulfillment, to engagement farm on Twitter, on social media, tell Muslims and Sunnis in particular what they want to hear so they get excited, in contradiction to all reality and all facts on the ground and all history. You just want an engagement farm. You just want to make Muslims feel happy and excited and celebrate on false pretenses. There was no reason to be overly optimistic about what's going to happen with Syria when HTS took over. There was no reason to be overly exuberant and to call it a blessed revolution and to say that this is going to be a wonderful future for Syria and first Damascus, then Jerusalem. There was no basis for you to say that. The only reason people were saying it was they're ignorant. They just want wish fulfillment. This is what they're dreaming of, so they're just trying to manifest it into reality. Or you're an agent, like you're a psyop that's trying to blind Sunnis from what's actually taking place. And this is what's so frustrating. You have a bunch of Shia who are constantly making fun of Sunnis, calling Sunnis a bunch of idiots, calling Sunnis the biggest pawns, the biggest morons. And unfortunately, you have these people, these Sunnis online, proving them right. How can you not see what's taking place? How can you not see how you're getting played?